And now, in studio, bringing his Midwest values from the Show Me State to the land of San Diego. He's a triple threat, licensed as an attorney, mortgage broker, and a top producing realtor who's crushing the competition. Here to deliver you what's happening in the trenches of the market. Your host, Michael Gaddis.
Welcome back to the Michael Gaddis Show on AM 1170 The Answer. We are back with our special guest today, Jim Wade and Dr. Roger Bolus of the Encinitas Rotary. They have a new program called well, not new, you've been doing it for a while, called Home Team, which is free handyman services for seniors. And it's all part of the Encinitas Rotary. So here's a silly question. What is a Rotary, and what do your members consist of?
Well, the logo of the Rotary Clubs is service above self, and the Rotary Club was founded in Chicago, I believe in the early 1900s, and it's grown internationally to the point I think we have almost 3 million members nationwide or worldwide. United States has, I believe, over 1 million members. San Diego specifically has about 60 clubs, and the clubs are all, there's very, very geographically defined. We actually have, how many clubs in Encinitas now? I believe 3 clubs in Encinitas.
Yeah, 3 Rotary clubs?
We have 3 in Encinitas.
Alone you have 3?
Yeah, it's a lot of service activity up in North County area, and our club, I believe, is now in its 76th or 77th year.
Wow!
So it's got quite a lineage. And
who comprises the club?
It's generally business people, but the face of the club has been changing over the last several years. Historically, it was generally tended to be elderly, older, maybe elderly is inappropriate, older members, established business people, but there's been a movement afoot the last several years to start bringing younger members in, and we've been pretty successful, I believe, last year.
Rotary International is pretty much responsible for eradicating polio, which is
oh wow.
Yeah, they're the ones that spread it around and eradicated polio. There's still, I think, 1 or 2 small countries that still have a problem in getting the vaccine, but everything else was done by the Rotary.
Yeah, it's pretty successful at bringing in money to help support that eradication process. So our club is about 90 members. It's been between 90 and 100 members over the last several years, and all kinds of service projects. Go ahead, Jimmy.
You got to mention the wine festival. You may have heard of it or maybe not. It's the Encinitas Wine and Food Festival.
Yes, I have heard of that.
Well, there's how many do we give checks to?
Basically the festival, it's an interesting model. What we do is we partner with local charities, and we have about 20 to 25 local charities that work with us every year. We're in our, how many years? Maybe, 8, 9 years, 10 years longer.
But they've got their own fundraisers that they do, their own list of people to contribute to their fund. And in this case, they just say, look, we're going to throw a great big party, and we're going to sell you the tickets. We provide the party, they sell the tickets. We take in the money and then give it back to them. And I think we've given in the last 10 years over $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's a hell of a party.
Yeah, a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, our home team actually is one of the providers of service. We use Jim's barbecuing skills.
Yeah. I talked Seaside into donating 80 pounds of Cardiff crack, and we do Cardiff crack sliders.
But you're a peanut guy, right?
Right, yeah, I'm a peanut.
He's a man of many.
Yeah, because you got and just so everybody knows, he brought me some peanuts here, and these are Big Jim's Southern Fried Peanuts. says you can even eat the shell. And he brought me a flavor called Cajun, and he has another one called garlic. Tell me a little bit about your peanuts. Because he's got a peanut shirt on. You guys aren't here, but he's got a shirt on with peanuts all over it, giant peanuts.
Well, you know, to coin a phrase, they taste so good, you'll have to be careful you don't swallow your tongue. That's how good they are. You're a thin-shelled peanut. It's a Valencia peanuts, and the shells are thinner, and you can actually eat them. So the shells are flavored, and I've been doing this for about 3 years. Farmers markets, that sort of thing. But then I've got them into some retail stores that have been doing really, really well at the retail stores. Largely in Encinitas, but you know, Seaside, of course, has them, and some other grocery stores up down south have them. But yeah, they're doing real well. In fact, I got another order coming in, I think tomorrow, 40 cases.
Wow, incredible. Well, good for you on the peanuts. So if anybody's interested in Big Jim's Southern Fried Peanuts, what do they need to do?
They need to either go to Circle K in La Costa, Gelson's in La Costa Farms and Flowers at Saxony in La Costa, Just Peachy in Leucadia, the Valaro Station on Encinitas Boulevard, and very soon, Lazy Acres.
How about that? You could just tell all those guys you just pitched them on the radio. How about that? Well, anyway, you're listening to the Michael Gaddis Show on AM 1170. The Answer. I am your host, Michael Gaddis, at michaelgaddis.com and frontierloangroup.com, and we're continuing our discussion with Jim Wade and Dr. Roger Bolus of the Encinitas Rotary. They have a program for free handyman services for seniors called called Home Team. And we were talking a little bit about what Rotary is, and that it consists basically of business owners, and they get together to you know, how often do you guys get together?
Every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Once a week, you guys get together. You guys do a lot of service-orientated, philanthropic endeavors. You guys have lunch together, and you do things like that. Is that the way it kind of works?
That's pretty much it. And our club is a little unique in San Diego. Even though we're all businessmen, I think we've picked up the Encinitas culture, the whole surfing culture. And a few years ago, we were bestowed the title of the Animal House of Rotary.
How about that?
We have a lot of fun, a little irreverence, but all.
Where do I sign up? Animal House of Rotary. That's what I want. You know, that's.
No, but we all have a lot of fun.
But, you know, and I think that's what it's about. Having an organization where you can have fun, you can do good things for people. But you know, it's not something that feels like a chore or labor. It's something you like to do. And you guys have even taken, as I said, a step further with this free handyman services for seniors. I mean, helping seniors out with their, you know, things from changing light bulbs to leaking faucets to, you know, fixing their toilets and water heater adjustments. I mean, it seems simple, but it helps people out.
Well, that's just an example. In our club, if you come up with an idea that you want to do, you want to help a group of people or whatever it is, you can present it to the Rotary Club, and there's how the home team started. When we decided we were going to be self-funding, that's when we did the pancake breakfast, and that's how we started. And we do things like football pools and things like that, and half of the money goes to the home team.
Well, you know, for me, it's really good to know that there are organizations out there like you. And I think I get so busy, I don't even know, you know, because I don't even know that the Rotary was out there doing these things. And you know, but you know, the more I encounter, and because I deal, and in my legal practice, I deal in distress. So anybody who's losing their house, having problem with banks, because of my mortgage background, because I'm a mortgage broker, you know, the legal side helps me, but the mortgage side really helps me with people who are in distress. And then, of course, I'm a real estate broker as well, so I sell properties, do things like that, represent buyers. So I see lots of different things. Like, you know, I have somebody who's selling their house right now because they were very sick. Their husband was very sick, and he had just going through chemotherapy and a bunch of other medical conditions, and they were unable to make their payments. They got into foreclosure. They have a sale date pending, but they have a lot of equity in their house, and now they're scared because they're in danger of losing that house. So I'm helping them sell their house. At the same time, I'm keeping the bank off of their back for foreclosure proceedings to give them the time that we need to sell the house properly. So I encounter a lot of issues like that. So I appreciate when I see, you know, people like yourselves that really, you know, care about our senior community, because it is important. And when you, when I'm saying you, I'm listening to the listeners out there. When you are making your charitable donations, don't forget about small organizations like Home Team. I mean, it wouldn't take a very large donation to be able to help them in their cause to help seniors. And as you heard in the, I believe it was the second segment, when the lady was concerned a little bit about, how many light bulbs she could afford to change. And I think for me, that's a really big deal. I mean, to be able to do that, to change those types of things. So, thank you so much for what you do for the community, and I want to thank you guys for coming in today. I mean, it really means a lot to me that you guys took time out of your busy schedule to come down here and share what you and the Encinitas Rotary are doing for our senior community.
Glad you have.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
So again, I want to thank my guests, Jim Wade and Dr. Roger Bolus of the Encinitas Rotary. They have their free handyman services for seniors. If you're interested in more information about it, you can go to their website, which is encinitasrotary.com. You can also email encinitas.rotary@gmail.com. After the break, I'm going to tell you about some of my new listings. You're going to want to hear about these. You're listening to The Michael Gaddis Show on AM 1170, The Answer.